Hey guys, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, fixing the old John Deere. The fuel pump went out on it or something. I'm going to take the fuel pump out of it, see if there's anything to be done there. It's right here on the right hand side of the tractor. Today's a beautiful day. Normally I'm in sunscreen and battling the heat. Today it's actually battling the mosquitoes. So I've got some deep woods DEET type of stuff on, and I'm gonna start working on the tractor here, so let's just jump into it. So first things first, let's get all of our tools set up and at the point of use. I'm going to get some of my more commonly used tools here out. Of course, this is all SAE stuff, so get that up out of the way. Again, the fuel pump's right here on the tractor. I shouldn't need to remove the toolbox, but we'll see. And yeah, no, it looks like it's just going to be easier. I'm going to get the toolbox out of the way, and then we'll jump into it here, and I'll get you zoomed in and we can look at what we're talking about. Alright, first things first here, we're going to get the fuel shut off right here at the fuel bowl. It's got a nice convenient shut off right there, so we'll get that. Alright, so right here looks like our offender. I went ahead and labeled where all the different fuel lines go, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this, and so that way I can kind of tell, where my fuel is, where my shutoffs are, and just have a visual of where all this stuff's at. So when I go to put it back together, I know right where everything's at. Okay, so first things first here. Let's see, that is a ball and socket. Take that out. I've got fuel coming in here from the bottom of the tank. Got fuel, is that right? What is that? Got fuel there and fuel here. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, I guess we'll just start taking stuff apart. I got a couple bolts down here. Look like 9/16 that's going to go down into the motor there. And it might be something down in there that the gear is broken, or something that's not spinning. Or it could just be, like I said, an O-ring or something, because when this died, it was all down here was just wet with diesel. So that might be the case, but we'll jump in it here and hopefully figure out what the problem is. And while we're at it, I'm probably going to go ahead, take the battery out so I can get it charged up. That's not a good rub spot there, is it? Guess it's just a ground wire. Okay, let's get into it here. Alright, looks like I got a little rain coming in, so I'm gonna have to take a little break. But no, you're gonna have to take a little break. We'll cut back to the future. here's the area where the fuel pump was at, now replaced by a rag. Yeah, I actually went through and rebuilt the motor. You can see here this is actually called a sleeve block, and it actually has all 4 sleeves in one assembly. Not very easy to change out, but I got it out, and now it's up to have it rebuilt. I think it's a little bit beyond my skill level. Alright, I got the fuel pump out. Here it is. It is a, let's take a look here. Rosa Master. Looks like a Rosa Master. Pretty dirty and junked up with stuff. Just kind of looking over the pump here, it looks like probably what it was. And you can see here it's got some missing paint right in that area. It looks like there's a plate here. It runs all the way down and around. And classic signs that something's gone wrong. You got missing paint and paint chipping off of there. Of course, really hard to tell what exactly went wrong with it. I may just pull that off of there. I don't know if it's maybe something I can fix right there or not, but yeah, I don't know. Toughie. Yeah, screw it. I'll pull it off of there. Yeah, it looks like it's already separating a little bit there. You got safety wire on there. But, yeah, no telling here. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh boy. Oh, there's a lot of gunk and junk in there. Look at there. Isn't that neat? Okay, well there's that mechanism, whatever that does. Wow, there's a lot of corrosion in here. Oh boy. Well, gasket still looks good. So anyway, I'll blow all this stuff out of here and see what we're left with after I get all that out of there. corrosion on this little piece. Get that cleaned up. Must have something to do with controlling the fuel intake. Now this piece here, it was set and indexed and safety wired. So as I took it apart, piece right here, I noted this was up, and I noticed one thread was just protruding through on the inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together the same way. But yeah, you can, I don't know if you can see all the corrosion and stuff down in there. It's amazing. All that corrosion found its way inside of there. So that might be part of my problem. I've got to see here if that has caused something else to fail or what. I'm just going to do a little reassembly here. I cleaned up a lot of the parts that were inside of there. So we'll put her back together. And then I'm just going to see if I didn't get lucky. Maybe putting this thing back together and tightening everything up here. I may have solved the mystery of why it died. I'm looking for timing marks on here. You can see right in that area there, as I spin the bottom of it, it's rotating around. There's just some like surface rust on there, but it looks like a timing mark, but I can't adjust it. Are those two pieces supposed to be connected? I just don't know. So we'll put it back together and see if it works with the little kind of internal inspection that I did here. But otherwise, alright, so first things first, to get that fuel pump back in here, we'll clean up our mating surface right here. Get all of the gunk and stuff off of there. O-ring doesn't look too bad. Still proud of the flat mating surface there. I think we'll be okay. Alright, we'll get the pump back in here. You can see here I've got it vacuum stop on the end of this fuel line to keep the fuel from running out of there. It's got an interesting fuel setup here with just a chunk of plastic in there, and that could have been the issue there. Really hard to say what the problem was at this point. So it has got an alignment pin here, and I have no idea where it was lined up initially. So I've got basically a 1 in 4 chance to get it lined back up in there right. So we'll spin the wheel and pray for rain. Ha! Second look, got her. Okay, we'll get our bolts cleaned off here and get those back in. Alright, I've got our bolts back in here. Managed to find out where they went in. And I'm not going to snug them down yet. I'm going to leave this a little bit loose. As a matter of fact, I got to take them completely out because I've got to get my fuel shut off line in there. In order to do that, oops, order to do that, I have got the hammer spinning around. Now, there we go. Okay. Get you out of here. There we go. Okay, first thing, this is our line for our fuel shutoff. That is going to be run down and through here and into here. Alright, we've got our fuel shutoff line hooked up here. And I just want to get this thing locked down. There we go. Straight line pull. Like that. Yep. Okay. Get these back started. Alright, a little bit more of the blue stuff here. And this will be... Should have probably went ahead and did this when I had the fuel pump off. That would have been too smart. Now let's make it hard. That went like that. Okay. This is awesome. Diesel everywhere. But I think we're on to it. Onto it down here. Need to make sure we're onto it up here. I think so. Wash some of this diesel off of me. Alright, that's tight. It's a little tight in here. Okay, that's tight. Seems like this would be the perfect way for air to escape out of the system. Easily accessible. So I've got gas flowing in here, I've got gas flowing in here. I'm not going to put everything back together perfectly here. It's the first time around because I have a good feeling I'm going to have to take it all back apart. Really pretty confident about that fact. Okay, so let's see here. I've got everything pretty well buttoned up here. I want to just double check tight on a couple things. Include these. Alright, so I think we're ready to start it. I don't have I've got the connectors going to each of the different fuel lines off there, so we can see if there's any fuel coming up, but I'm assuming that it's empty, and I really don't know how to prime the darn thing. Normally there's like a bleeder screw or something you unscrew and fuel starts bleeding out. I just don't know. I've never been able to find one on this. I rebuilt the motor twice now and brought it back from the grave. Every time I've had to start it, I've had to have somebody pull me and just pop the clutch and let it ride in gear and turn this thing over until fuel starts flowing. But we'll see, maybe some stroke of luck has happened. Nope, no fuel. No fuel pumping. Like I said, that's pretty normal though, until you get it actually working here. Okay, I just took out the little screw. Oh, hey! Alright. Finally figured it out. So there we go. Alright. Finally figured out how to bleed this thing, so it's right there. Zoom in and check it out. A little screw right there. Unscrew that, take it out. Bleeds out all the air. Locked it back up. See if we got any fire in here. Oh, I saw something. I saw air bubbles. Okay. I got gas coming from each of these. I'm going to hook up my fuel lines. Maybe I can, so fuel is pumping now through the fuel pump. Not much, but it is pumping. Maybe it was just all the corrosion in there. I blew it out and something was sticking or stuck, and I use a diesel additive that acts as a lubricant as recommended by the fuel pump rebuilding people. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, just like this. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing here. I've got my fuel lines all coming in the appropriate fuel or diesel injector. Yeah, I've got the injector pump over there. These are diesel fuel injectors. Alright, 1 in 4 chance that I'm aligned the fuel pump with the compression stroke. Let's try it again. Yeah, I'll probably have to burn up the starter again and charge the battery a couple more times before this thing gets going. So, woohoo! It's working! I can't believe it. It's smoking, but I had the throttle peg, just kept turning it over, and now it's running. It wasn't running before. I didn't even do anything. I just cleaned out a lot of the gunk and stuff that was inside that carb, and holy crap. I'm still thinking because all this extra diesel, I may not have it aligned quite right, so it's firing in the correct order. I'm blowing stuff out of the exhaust there. I just saw a couple sparks come out. Let's fire it up and crank her up, see what she'll do. Yeah, I got a pretty heavy knock coming out of there. That means that my injectors aren't timed right. So I'm gonna have to pull it back out, rotate it 90, put it back in, and just keep doing that until it finally I get in time with pumping the fuel at the same time the cylinder's coming down. So I'll just have to get all that timed out, and I may be able to do it a different way. Maybe. I don't know. But now I know what I'm doing, and I just have to take off all that tubing again, pull the injection pump out, give it a little twist, back down, and repeat until she's running good. But she's running, so the fuel pump's working. So I don't know why it wasn't running before, but I think I'm onto something, and I think this thing's going to run better than it ever has, because it was always kind of like smoky and having trouble starting and stuff. But I didn't even have to turn the glow plugs on. Just full throttle, turn it over, and all of a sudden it just started sputtering and kicked on. So there we go.